Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, subscribe, folks, comment, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank you folks for liking, watching, and sharing my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen folks, there's a link to you down below. Has links to all my social media platforms. Please go down there, follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well as links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages, and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Now, with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about the New York Jets drafting Malachi Corley in the 3rd round. Ooh, I like this move. I like this move, and I like having this guy come into this New York Jets facility bringing the type of skill set that he's bringing here. And we're going to have this discussion, all right? Now, before they took Corley in the 3rd, the New York Jets traded up. Oh, yes. And the reason why I want to highlight this is because it involved capital that the Jets just recently got in a trade with the Vikings. Joe Douglas made things happen. I talked about this. He utilized the capital that he got from that trade with the Vikings in the 1st to go up and grab a guy that he valued later on in the draft. And I talked about how the Jets could have used that capital immediately when they got it to go up and get whoever it is that they fancied, whoever it was that they felt like can make their team better later on in the draft. And that's exactly what Joe Douglas did. So in this trade, the Jets moved up to the top of the 3rd round. The Jets got the 65th pick in the draft. That's the 3rd round pick. The Panthers got the 72nd pick, okay, in the 3rd round. That was the Jets pick. That was in the 3rd as well. And they also got the 157th pick, right, in the draft. That was a 5th round pick, but that 5th round pick came from the Vikings. It came from the Vikings. Boom! Immediately making things happen with capital that he was able to grab in a trade, and he still got his guy Olu in the 1st. And look at how that trickles down to us making move and still being able to grab guys later on in the draft that are going to come in and benefit us. All right? So with that move, the Jets are on the clock, and they take Malachi Corley, a guy from Western Kentucky. Listen here. I like this guy a lot, man. He's only 5'11", but he's a physical wide receiver, particularly after the catch, okay? This guy is crazy after the catch. His after the catch ability is wild. This guy is physical, man. Let me tell you, he will drop his shoulder and try to run you over, for real. Real deal. This guy is like a running back after the catch, real talk. He's such a Weapon X guy, right? And you know what's crazy about that? Is that the Jets have been looking for a Weapon X guy for this offense for a long time. Anybody remember Elijah Moore? We drafted him in the 2nd. He was supposed to be the greatest wide receiver that the Jets have ever drafted or whatever, right? Remember that guy? A lot of the talk surrounding him when he got into this building was he's going to be the guy that's going to be the Weapon X part of this offense. He's the guy that you're not going to be able to deal with. There's going to be packages. He's going to bring in the X factor. And things just never really panned out with him, right? There was a lot of things going on. He went off on a coach, and then we ended up trading him and getting him up out of here, sending him to Cleveland, right? Well, here's a guy that really brings that Weapon X ability here. And I know a lot of people immediately start screaming that he's a Deebo Samuels type of guy, and I can see the comparisons, right? But also when you look at him, there's a bit of Jarvis Landry there, and that's a good sign, right? So when you look at him, I think he's going to be a monster within the screen game. A monster within the screen game, and he's a guy that you're going to be able to get the ball out in the flats for those quick passes. And the reason why that's important is you see that often, really be effective for your quarterback because they're getting easy completions, but it's also really effective when you kind of want to change the pace with the running game because we've seen it in our own division, right? The Dolphins do it. The Patriots have done it for years where their running game, they may not be a juggernaut running the ball, or whenever they want to change the pace, they start throwing those quick outs. They start running those RPOs. They start running that screen stuff, and it really helps them kind of supplement their running game in a lot of spaces. A lot of easy completions, helps them move the chains, all of that stuff. So I find that to be really effective, and it'll be really effective here with Aaron Rodgers. By the way, they did a lot of that with the Packers as well, right? We saw them do it with many people, but especially a guy like Jones. I remember them moving him around in a lot of different spots, a lot of quick out passes to him in the flats where he would take the ball and there'd be, people in front of him and he'd get to moving. There'd be a lot of screens set up for him as well. You can set up Malachi in the exact same way, and he's going to be a monster at doing that, man. A monster at doing that. Now, my only question for Malachi, right? Again, I know he's a third round pick, but can he develop into more of a well-rounded wide receiver? Because I feel at this point, when he comes into the game, if he's utilized, how I think he's going to be utilized, we're going to have to put together a lot of packages specifically for him, right? And this is going to be a challenge for Hackett. And I would guess they're up to the challenge because they wouldn't have took him. But a lot of teams are going to key in on him immediately because they're going to know, hey, when this guy comes in, they're going to get him the football, whether it be a jet sweep or it's going to be some type of screen or it's going to be some type of quick out. It's going to be something to get this guy the ball in his hands so that he can get rolling and get a whole bunch of yak yards. We got to look out for him, right? But if you can put that guy out on the field, right? If Corley can get out on the field when there's only 2 wide receivers, that makes him even more deadly. Because now teams are going to be like, damn, we don't know what's going to happen when this guy on the field now. I have no clue. Because now he's coming out here and it's only a 2 wide receiver set and you got Corley out here. It's like, what's going on here? It's, So I'm wondering if he can become, just a little bit more well-rounded. But again, he's going to be coached up and things are going to really come together. I could see things really coming together for him. So when you adding him to this situation here with Garrett Wilson, who's a monster, I cannot wait to see him with the healthy Aaron Rodgers. You got, Mike Williams as well, who will be ready for the season. He's a monster and a beast. Of course, you got Brownlee, you got Gibson. And who knows what we're going to get out of Allen Lazard. Maybe we see the revitalization of Allen Lazard in his career now that Aaron Rodgers is going to be fully healthy. You add, Corley to that mix, and it becomes explosive because now we're hitting you at all points. We're hitting you at all points. If you sleep on, Garrett Wilson, he'll take you to the house. If you sleep on Mike Williams, he'll go up and get that 50-50 ball. Okay, you guys want to try to take those guys away? Let's put Corley out there. We got some packages. We got some things we can put together. Some quick outs, bunch of yak yards. I'm telling you, we're going to be able to rip people up. We got the long guys. We got the short to mid guys. We got it all now. And we're coming and we're hitting all facets. And this is going to be really, really tough to defend. And also, he's also a guy that's talked about that can do some special team stuff here. So maybe he returns some kicks and some punts too. That could be big as well for the New York Jets. So, listen, comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How do you folks feel? Malachi Corley taken in the 3rd. I like the selection. What are your thoughts on it? Comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. You folks have a good one. Peace.